What happens when three buffoons give life advice, explore unrealistic situations, and give random topics more thought than they probably deserve? It's the Spitballers Podcast with Andy, Mike, and Jason.
All right.
Very smooth.
Tis the season, boys. So I had to ask. I knew it. Now, you could be listening to this episode anytime for thousands of years. It will always stay relevant. But at the time of recording this, it is the Christmas season.
Yeah.
And I know you're listening to old crooners sing 40s Christmas songs,
Yes,
right?
Yes, I am.
That was the 1940s for whoever's listening. We don't know.
Yeah, it could be. They
how
could be thinking
far
the
in the-
2440s.
Yeah.
I mean, you
That
don't know.
is, I was just talking to my wife about when does the transition happen?
When we finally call what we're doing now the 20s, 30s, 40s?
Yes, because it's like
Yeah.
for us, the 20s or
Wow.
the 10s. No, there's the 2010s and there's the 10s, but it's not
Yes, it will change.
and it's and 1810s. You know
Yes.
what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like the
Which aren't the 10s.
exactly.
Yeah, or the 20s. The 20s are never the 1820s.
So at what point does that flip over? Like which generation of the 2000s
It's
is
about-
like the 20s are the 2020s,
So
not the
You got to
So
be
the-
1920s.
born
this is-
after 2010. I
This
think.
is all about the 20s, okay? Because the 10s don't count. Nobody calls them the 10s. The aughts, you know what I mean?
No,
Like,
no one calls them that.
They're not referred to. And also, the 1910s were worthless, just boring. Nothing happened.
The
The 20s
war,
It's
but
kind of a big war.
No, but that was only the first one. The 20s,
It was.
it was the prequel.
the 20s people reference
Hey,
the
the
roaring
roaring.
20s, and we're in the 20s. We're about to be, it's not that far until the 20s will be the previous decade.
I don't know the perfect answer. I feel like it's not about how much time has passed. It's about the generation of
It's about
people.
the people. Will we ever say
We will never.
the 20s?
No.
We will 100% say the 20s. Referring,
will.
No.
We, the three of us, will say in the 20s, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, and talking about the 1920s.
And talk about, no, well, we weren't there, so we won't say that. We will 100% use the phrase the 20s when we're talking to
I don't
our
think we will.
grandchildren.
No.
I don't think we
No.
will.
Our grandkids will.
Our grandkids will talk to us, and we will collectively, both parties refer to it
To
as
be
the
very
20s.
clear, there was a generation in the 1900s that did the same thing.
Yeah.
They referred to the 20s, and they didn't mean the 1920s. They meant the 1820s.
You don't know that.
Yes, we do. Because that's what we do.
I'm blown away. You think that in the 1940s,
Uh-huh.
that we won't talk about the 20s like
We're-
how we talked about the 90s?
We're not going into the 1940s.
We
though.
are. We're going to the 2040s.
As you just said. We're in the 2040s.
2040s. We're in the 2040s.
Proved my point right there.
Whatever.
All right,
You
all
guys write me when you start.
By the way,
15 years from now, you're going to talk about the 20s, and you're going to be talking about the 2020s.
I liked
We're
that
talking about flappers and bootlegging.
everything will come back. As long as we do all the same stuff in each of the decades, it'll be fine. But that's bad for wars. Mike, you were very smooth. I appreciated that on the boo-ba-da-boo.
Yes.
But my question was going to be when you go to put the Christmas music on in the car,
Mm-hmm.
because I am from December 1st, I've been committed to it every day on the way to work, on the way home. There's lots of different playlists. There's lots of different options on the old Spotify or wherever you're listening. What do you click? Because I know some people want all modern stuff.
Yeah, you can do the Christmas pop. You can do the classic Christmas. You could do the Christmas hits.
Yeah, and so I'm a classic Christmas one.
My,
Which they'll mix in. They'll put in the Mariah Carey. It'll get mixed in there. But it's a bunch. There's also like, ba-doo, bum, bum.
yes.
So
So if I'm the
when are
DJ
we coming out with our Christmas album, guys?
put that on the list of things that
Yeah.
need to be
I'm gonna make a note.
needs to be done.
TBD.
I am okay with Mariah. I'm fine with McCartney, like the new wave stuff. And shout out to Christmas Rapping by
Of course.
the Waitresses. But
Kelly Clarkson.
it's
got some. Oh, she's got some.
oh
come
no,
on.
there's a new one out.
Her Christmas stuff is
Yeah.
legit.
I know it is.
Ariana
I'm just-
Grande's got some good
Yeah.
Christmas stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
But
you're right. It's good. I'm
it
just
is.
saying what's your
And
preference.
I can listen to that, but if I am the DJ, The music needs to sound like it is coming out of an AM radio station.
Oh my gosh, Mike, I've never loved you more than
man.
now.
And
I've never loved you, and I know what Jason.
You might be shocked to hear I am 100% on board.
Yes.
I am shocked to hear.
If this never came through a transistor radio, okay, if this song never played through a transistor radio, this is not.
I love you guys so much right now.
I love it all.
I never thought you would do that. I thought you were
Christmas music. It needs to have a crackle
Oh my
of
God.
Yes,
broken
it does.
airwaves and a fireplace.
You think there's low end in that song? No, they couldn't record bass back then.
It's amazing when you listen to the classics in Christmas music, and we will move on. It's amazing that there are just a few core elements to make a Christmas song. You have to have the bell-ish thing somewhere in
the
some
sleigh
way.
bells.
It has to be somewhere mixed in all of them. There's just a certain handful of, all right, musical elements. Yeah, we're old. Okay. Let's move on.
Would you rather?
The reason why we like that, Papa Josh, is because it's associated with our memories of when Christmas was good.
Yes.
That's the only reason why that works. That's why I'll listen to the Charlie Brown Christmas stuff. It's because I remember being a little kid.
That's good Yaz.
Yeah,
Yaz
it's
flute.
great. It's great. And our kids will listen to Ariana Grande when they're old.
I imagine
as a classic.
I imagine that they will for a while, and then they'll get old like us, and then they'll put on the super old stuff that we like.
All right, Justin from the website, would you rather learn? Cool.
have to learn.
Oh,
we're just throwing
thanks,
words around
Justin
now.
From the website.
I'm pretty sure Justin wanted to know,
Yeah.
would you rather have
Would you
learned?
rather have learned?
How
To be
is Babby formed? How is Babby formed?
Would you rather have to learn to be completely ambidextrous or learn to be fluent in a new language? In both cases, you have to do the work of the learning process.
Oh,
I will
What?
I will quite quickly choose the new language.
can you actually learn to be ambidextrous?
Yes.
Yes, you could, because
At-
if your arm was cut off, you would learn how to do everything with your left hand.
But not. You would learn how to do everything.
Yeah.
But to me, ambidextrous is like I am proficient, and I can.
If your arm was cut off, it is now impossible to become ambidextrous.
That is
So,
a very good
I mean,
point.
that-
You,
so you're
you are
wrong,
either
Andy.
right or left-handed.
But I guess my point is you would learn it, right? Like kids, a long time ago, way before that Christmas music, it was pretty frowned upon to be left-handed.
Oh yeah,
And so people
They'd
would
beat it out of you.
They'd force their kids.
That's my weapon hand.
They would force the kids to learn with the opposite hand, and they did. They learned how to do that. So you could do it.
You 100% can learn how to do these things. It's
Like, you
just,
can learn-
Again, it's
you
not
can
about-
learn proficiently. You
Okay.
can absolutely.
Yeah, drawing, writing, throwing a baseball, all that stuff can be learned.
Yes.
But I will much rather choose the language. There's a process to learning a language. It may take time, but I will get there.
Well, and there's an advantage. Like, other than now I can lose my arm, I don't know what the real advantage is.
Well,
Have you seen that
being
tennis player?
ambidextrous.
Have you seen that ambidextrous tennis star?
No.
He only hits forehands.
Oh,
So
that makes sense.
He switches the
So
paddle
he shifts his hands.
or the
the
racket.
grip?
He switches the racket. He can serve full speed, either hand.
Wow.
Only serves, only hits forehands. Never
I
hits a backhand.
Had only thought of like baseball. When I think of it's better to be able to be proficient with both hands.
Right.
Like if you can bat both right and left or throw,
Or pitch, yeah.
then you have you have a skill that most people don't have. I've never thought about tennis.
Yeah. But
Huh.
but yeah, I'll go language. I would love to be ambilingual.
Bilingual?
It's almost like there was already a word for that.
Well, I mean that's just two
I was
languages.
just taking it on to see how it sounds.
Yeah, it sounded
Do
dumb.
they? Does that just move up with the prefixes? Like you got
Yes,
trilingual
trilingual.
and
That's
what quadlingual?
quadrilingual. That's the shape.
So are we all going language? And what language?
Yeah.
If you could today, I'm going to give you a second one. A second question.
Okay.
You push a button and you've got the second language.
Yeah.
It's instantaneous. So,
Yeah.
you know, there's languages that are harder to learn, like Chinese, Mandarin, you know.
Yeah.
But what would you actually push? Like you got 10 seconds to figure it out.
Mine is really easy, and this is, I mean, I might even start trying.
It's regional.
I'm planning on going to Paris
Oh,
in about 5 or 6 months.
Parlez-vous?
So right now, I would definitely like to.
Yeah. You got to learn about baguettes.
So because
Dude, you're gonna eat so many baguettes.
The croissant intake will be massive.
So instead of like the region,
Start baking now, friends.
we live in a region where
I'm coming in 5 months. You better start importing more flour.
I'll go Spanish.
Yeah, it's
regional for us.
It's between Mandarin and Spanish for me, but yeah, because we're a border state.
We're a border collie.
It would be helpful.
useful.
It would be helpful
useful.
almost every single day of my life if I could
Yes.
fluently speak
Yes.
Spanish.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't even. We live in the same area, and I cannot remember the last time I have needed to speak Spanish.
Well, because we get away with not speaking it. But I'm
I
saying
know, but you just said every day of your life you feel like it would be helpful. When was the last time it would have been helpful?
probably yesterday. I'm saying like
It would have been helpful for me today.
Yeah.
And yesterday and the day before.
How?
I'm not saying every single person I meet, but you have interactions
There is a
almost
broad
daily
range-
with someone who only speaks Spanish.
That is right.
Okay.
What are you?
We
okay.
live in two different worlds.
Yeah, because to get to my neighborhood, we just go into it. We don't have a big fancy gate.
We don't keep the people out.
I mean, I don't believe that you guys actually interact with pure Spanish-speaking people on a daily or even weekly or even monthly basis.
Because I don't speak Spanish. I do not Espanol.
Today, before 5:45 a.m., I interacted with two people that I could not speak to.
Okay, all right.
Because I don't know Spanish.
It was recent.
All right. Misty,
I honestly think I will have an interaction.
do you know what Spanish is?
No hablo español. I do not think I will have an interaction. I think the next interaction I have with a
I
human.
will be caught dead interacting with one of those Spanish speakers.
No, I'm just saying I've lived here for 40 years.
Oh my gosh, Jason!
I'm saying that my next interaction where I can't speak the language of someone will probably be in Paris 5 months from now.
All right, man. All right,
my mind is
there
blown.
are two gates on this neighborhood. All right, Misty from Patreon.
You ever been? It's a double gate. They both have different codes.
Oh my gosh, this isn't a racism thing.
You got to go in like a prison. You got to go in, let the first one close, let the second one open.
We live like two blocks from each other, you guys. I'm not.
Did you put a moat in? What is going on over here?
I feel. Hold on. We've got to go to Deuce's Alley.
We've got
to go to Deuce's Alley because y'all live in this state too. All three of you.
You don't want to ask this question, my brother.
I have to ask that. They're all shaking their heads no, and I don't know which way they mean it. All right, all three of you. When is the last time you have needed to converse with a pure Spanish speaker?
Today at lunch.
Oh my goodness!
In the last week, for sure.
You are telling on yourself.
Oh, eat it! Oh my gosh! Everyone in this room
Oh my gosh!
within the last week.
My mind is blown. I don't know.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh!
Oh gosh! All right.
This is taking a turn.
I mean,
Oh my gosh!
today I learned I'm racist. I don't know. I don't do anything. I just live my life. I'm not like going out of my way.
I love everyone.
I love you all. I love my Spanish-speaking friends. I just don't see you.
Oh my gosh! This is an all-time moment. Oh.
I really.
Oh man!
I can't think of the last time.
Oh, well, we'll just talk after the show. All right. All right. I'm supposed to move forward, right? Is the show's not over yet?
No way. Shut it down.
Oh, Misty. Misty from Patreon. Would you rather?
Oh my goodness. Okay, what did Misty say?
Would you rather always have your toilet running or your faucet dripping?
Oh, those are both so annoying.
The toilet running is such a nuisance to my soul. I think that's the one I don't want.
Oh man, I can deal with a faucet dripping. I can deal with that.
Yeah.
When that toilet is running just a little bit, I can't handle it. I have to take the lid off. I can never fix it. But I'm
Do you always take the lid off though, like you could fix it?
100%. Because I've fixed it I fix it 1 out of every 50 times.
You
and
just
so,
got to
like,
be the guy that looks like he's going in. Like,
yeah, wiggle stuff.
Popping the hood.
Yeah, everything looks pretty good in there.
Yeah.
That's my reaction to anything.
Yeah.
I'll open it.
I can't see it.
This should be working.
looks good.
That is the go-to line, man. I don't see nothing.
I mean, I'll push the flap down and be like, maybe that does something.
He's looking to unplug and plug it back in the toilet.
Where's the reset button in this tank? I wiggle things and or I go and I see the catastrophic problem. Like sometimes you take the lid off and the chain is broken.
Yeah,
you're like,
right.
Oh, okay, this is.
I'm going to hire somebody for this.
I need to get someone out here. Or you wiggle it and it fixes, or you wiggle it and it doesn't, and you go, I need to get someone out here. So.
Oh man.
Oh
goodness.
man.
But it's so.
And you search for English-speaking plumbers.
Oh my gosh. Guys. This is not a,
You wouldn't have to.
I feel like I exposed something that isn't a thing.
I have. This is too much fun, but I have the empathy of the man. Of like you just like I don't even know what I stepped into.
I don't know who I am.
And you just want to start apologizing.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I pre-apologize for whatever I've done wrong.
Oh my gosh, my abs.
Oh, sweatshirt is a bad decision, guys.
Oh, boy.
I am so hot. So sweaty.
So we're not doing the toilet one, right? Is that the...
Did you spit take? Oh, he's holding. He's got to get it down.
Man.
He's got to get it down.
Oh, man.
Woo! I got it. I mean, that was close. That almost came up 2 or 3
Oh.
times. I was mid drinking. Woo! All right.
All right, man. All right, we're gonna go on. Oh boy, Logan from the website. Would you rather fist fight your grandma?
Oh.
Or slap fight Mike Tyson?
Interesting.
You've seen the competitive slapping thing that
like the power slap or
What in the world is
it feels like.
that?
So I'm with you on that. And when I see the people doing the slap fighting, the professional slapping,
It's not
where you're trying to
fighting,
knock
it's-
somebody out.
It's slap, take a turn.
When they do that, it's the first time, like, football, we're getting rid of concussions and we're doing all these things. And all of a sudden, here comes this sport where you're to win, you have to knock them out.
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Oh, okay.
You
Also,
like it.
I do like. I've never sat and watched a whole show, but the concept of it seems great. Like there are boring fights are a thing. Fighting is a business. Boxing, MMA, all these things, it's big business. And sometimes you see boring fights where there's not a lot of action. People are hugging. People are or in the UFC,
Well, I mean,
someone
like
is just
Floyd.
You will always see a slap when you're watching that.
Yes, this is like, you know what? What if we just made a fight where
You take turns.
you take turns to say who's got the better chin, who's got the stronger arm. That's all anybody cares about. You're watching to see who gets knocked out when you watch a fight. That's really what you're hoping for. Everyone watches hope for it. Now it's
you are always hoping for a knockout.
now they make this power slap thing and it feels too on the nose. Like, oh man, that's like something's unfair or mean or whatever. But it's not. It's not at all. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's weird, but if you slap fight Mike Tyson, you're getting knocked out.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you fist fight your grandma, she's getting knocked
Oh,
out.
I'm winning because my grandma's they're not here
Yeah,
anymore.
my
I gotta
grandma's
go punch a tombstone.
I'm gonna be punching some
Any
dust.
Any of you guys have a grandma we can fight?
I need
I need
You
to borrow
got some?
grandma.
I need to borrow grandma too.
Hold on. Could I take her?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, thank goodness.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
I feel like I could pull my punches. You know what I mean? I'm gonna box grandma, and I'm not gonna.
dude, it doesn't take much.
It doesn't take much, but speaking of Tyson, we just watched someone box Tyson, and they were pulling back because it was like I could knock this guy out, but I'm not going to. I feel like you could just have a playful boxing match with grandma. It doesn't say to the death. This isn't in the Coliseum. It could be.
If you knock grandma over, that might be the end.
Oh my god.
What if just put yourself in this situation? for charity, $1 million to charity. Okay, it's such a good cause.
I'd punch my grandma for $1 million.
Yeah, no. So, but it's not to you. It's to charity. This is a good event. No, just hear me out here. Hear me out.
Good.
And Matt Pingree, the Falcon, his grandma, who he has offered up, for us to fight his grandma for $1 million to charity, we put on a nice little boxing match. And we know it's going to be mostly faux. It's going to be mostly just, I'm going to give you a little whatever. And you're in that fight. Ding, ding, ding. All the circus show, the fanfare, the crowd. This is a great time. You're there. She gives you a little punch. You give her a little, tiny little tap on the shoulder. Oh, her ankle kind of buckles. She falls over. She breaks her hip. She dies in that event.
Yeah, It's not great.
Yeah, what's the
That's
question?
why we don't
What's
fight the
question?
grandmas.
How would you feel?
It's not my grandma.
Oh,
That sounds like his problem.
Okay.
He volunteered his grandma to fight me.
Oh man! But would you feel guilty? Would you take that on?
Would I feel responsible? Yes, 100%. You would feel responsible for the old sweet grandma that you punched and fell over.
No. Like you
gone?
barely tapped her.
But you would. Yes, you would feel 100% responsible.
But where's
no
the line?
comment?
Where's the line on that? Like, what if you took your grandma hiking? You know what I mean?
Or if you took her wingsuiting.
It goes to extreme. I'm just saying. But then all of a sudden something happens. You fall over and
Fighting and hiking are very different sports.
Yeah.
One of them, the goal is to get up the mountain.
Yeah.
The other one is to
make money for charity.
Hurt the other person.
All right. I'm just trying to
see how
you'd feel.
We're going to take a break, and we're going to get into Man of the People.
This message is sponsored by Greenlight. We all know the old saying, give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a man to fish, he eats for life. This advice isn't just for folks who fish. It's a lesson for parents who want their kids to learn important skills that will. And as we enter the gifting season, now is the perfect time to give your kids money skills that last well beyond the holidays. That's where Greenlight comes in. Greenlight is a debit card and money app made for families. Parents can send money to their kids and keep an eye on the kids' spending and saving while kids and teens build money confidence and lifelong financial literacy skills. The Greenlight app lets kids learn how to save, invest, and spend wisely with games that teach money skills in a fun, accessible way. My family has had the Greenlight app and the debit cards for quite some time. I love it so much for the chores because look, the chores are just in the app, and then I make sure that my kid did their chore, and then I check it. And then when their allowance runs, if they did that chore, they get paid for that chore. It makes it so much easier, along with all the other great stuff about teaching them how to use money. Sign up for Greenlight today at greenlight.com/ballers. That's greenlight.com/ballers to try Greenlight today. Greenlight.com/ballers.
All right, I am so happy to get to throw it over to Al Borland here. Welcome in, Al.
Well, wait, don't we need to?
I was just throwing it to Al because I was going to ask him to hit the button
Can you
to introduce
push
the segment.
the segment button there? Someone?
Sure.
Anyone?
Oh,
Hold on.
there it is.
Hey.
Man of the People.
All right, we are going to, before we get into our draft, we're going to play a game. It's called Man of the People, and Al Borland has been furiously hitting the streets, surveying hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of
It's
people.
about half of what he does.
To find some answers, and we've got 7 rounds of playing Man of the People. Would you like to clarify any more of the rules, Al?
You get 3 points if you get the first answer. You get 2 points if you get the second. 1 point for any other answer. Last round is worth double. And Andy is the 2-time
Oh my
returning
gosh.
champ.
2 times.
Which is
time.
crazy because I feel like forever he didn't win for a long time
I don't
to
remember
start
that.
this game.
No, I don't remember that. All right, let's get into round 1 and figure out
Hold on, let me get my buzzer.
if I know the people.
I feel like I know the people, you know?
Right.
That's what I've learned today.
Yeah, you know them all.
Real man of the people.
Alrighty, round 1. I asked 100 parents, name something you'd tell your children to do first before getting married.
Oh, did I win?
Yeah, you won.
Oh,
Is
something
it green?
to do first before
3.
you get married.
2, 1.
Bank account.
Do a bank account? Okay.
That is not on the list.
It's not. It's
go ahead.
fine.
Just
You're good,
go ahead.
Jason.
I'm good.
Joe.
Marital counseling.
Oh, that's a good one.
That is not on the list
What?
either.
That's a great answer.
That is a good answer.
I don't know anything today. I don't understand the world.
Read me the question again.
Name something you'd tell your children to do before getting married.
Prenup?
If that's on the
That's not on the list.
Okay.
either. I don't know that you guys were in the right vein.
I don't
It's like
think we were.
Things to accomplish before you
Oh
go
my
on
gosh.
take
vacation.
the plunge.
Yeah, I think we all took it as advice for your kid getting married.
Yeah.
Well,
Which I was like, hey, get a joint bank account.
To be fair, I think Andy buzzed in before he knew the final question. I think he was ready to say brush your teeth or something. I saw that right? Yeah. You thought the question was going to be
Hold on.
I thought it was about your kid getting up in the morning.
Yeah.
That's
Read the
100%
question
right.
one more time.
Name something you'd tell your children to do first before getting married.
Yeah, that to me totally implies these are you're gonna get married.
Yep.
Here's what you need to do.
But you're
to
you're
build the
saying the answer
foundation
was
of-
more
All right,
like
well, let's hear the answers.
The number one answer, finish school. The number two answer,
travel.
fall in love.
oh my gosh.
The number three answer, get a job. The number four answer was date multiple people. And the number five answer was live together.
So it's six rounds, not 7. Is
Yeah,
what we're
all
doing
right.
today.
All right.
All right, we need to.
I think, can we all get a point for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
everybody's got one point.
Honorary point. Bad
All right.
question.
Let's see if this one goes any better. Name a place that single people travel to for its party atmosphere.
I hit the button, but nothing happened.
You're good, Jay.
What was the question?
No.
The music concert.
Not on the list.
Perfect.
I've got one.
You're good.
The beach.
Not on the list.
Oh man.
What in the world is happening?
Read the question one more time.
Name a place that single people travel to for its party atmosphere.
I mean, I got another answer, but
So then
These are geographical places.
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam is number 5 on the list.
I mean, I
no
would,
points for you.
I was like going
suckers.
spring break, so I said the beach.
Yeah, I would have said
Las Vegas.
That was the number one answer.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but I don't get points for that.
Nope.
Nope.
This is the worst.
Commanding lead.
Yeah, so
Ever.
far, not
Man
going
of the
great.
people.
We had Las Vegas at number 1, Cancun at number 2,
Can we stop talking about singles and married and whatever the heck we're doing?
New Orleans at 3, New York at 4, Amsterdam at 5, and LA at 6.
See, I didn't know you were looking for exact places like that,
Mm.
cities.
Those 100 people got it.
I only switched it because you're two
You're
should
the
have
one
been
that-
on the board.
You're the one that asked these questions to
Yeah.
them now.
Can you guide the people next time?
All right. Name something your house is full of after Christmas. Mike.
Wrapping paper.
Wrapping paper is the number 2 answer.
Food.
Food leftovers, the number 3 answer.
I'm gonna go with garbage.
Wouldn't that be wrapping paper?
Yeah, it's not on the board.
Wrap,
I would consider that like wrapping paper.
do a different
to
answer.
be under that.
I'll give you a different one.
Okay, what
Yeah.
is it? Oh, you're saying I can
Yeah,
give
yeah.
another
I'm not
answer.
going to answer for
You
you.
guessed something that had already
5,
been guessed.
4,
Bi-
3.
toys.
Bitcoin?
Yes.
What's that?
Toys.
Yeah.
Presents was the number 1
Yeah,
answer,
yeah.
and I think toys is
Yes,
good.
it does.
So,
100%.
there you go.
This is how the game works.
We had
So Jason just got the number 1 answer after getting it wrong?
Well, he didn't get it wrong. He said the same thing as me, which the judges would then go, and you would get to answer again.
Okay.
correct. So the number 1 answer, presents. Number 2, wrapping paper. Food and leftovers 3. Pine needles was 4. Boxes was 5, and
Pine needles.
people was 6.
Pine needles. When's the last time you guys have had a real Christmas tree?
Well, we live in the desert, so never.
20 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I used to have. I think growing up, we always had a real one, and
Really? We did
I
too.
was Mr. You can only have real trees. Bang the table. I'd get under
I do
there.
love the
as
smell.
a kid. That was why the
Yeah, the
smell. Even though you had to water it and do all that
Fire
stuff.
hazard.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Turns out probably a bad idea. Chop down that tree to have it die in the room and catch fire.
And so we were like, well, done with this thing, this beautiful tree that could have lived for a long time, into the garbage.
I had a Christmas tree after my wife and I got married, like right off the bat, where we had a Christmas tree that we put in the backyard when it was over with Christmas, and we left it there for so long that this thing was a pile of
Just rotten.
just tin. It was ready to. You put a magnifying glass near that thing, and it was
Going
a
up.
fire hazard.
All right, so through 3 rounds, we've got Mike and Jason tied with 4. Andy has 2. All right. Question number 4. Name a product that you might choose to buy because it is soft.
A pillow.
A pillow is number 3 answer.
Oh, man.
Clothing.
That is the number. A shirt is number 5 answer.
5.
Barely
Good.
made it on.
A blanket.
Blanket or sheets, number 4 answer.
I would have gone bed. Bed and pillow should go together, but bed's probably number 1.
Toilet paper, number
Oh,
1 answer.
good.
I
Good
thought
answer,
Jason
good
would get
answer.
Yeah,
that.
good answer.
So we had toilet paper, then bread, then pillow, then sheets,
Bread?
towel, and shirt.
Because it's soft?
You only buy it because it's soft?
We've surveyed 100 inebriated people for each of these questions. All
I'll
right.
take a pillow. Sheets. Bread.
How soft's that water? I like soft water. Give
Well, I wasn't going to buy it, but do you know
see how
how soft
soft
this
this
bread
is?
is? I can't not buy it.
I mean, when I pick it up, I just squeeze it into liquid. This is incredible.
It could be a pillow.
Oh, my
So
God.
soft.
They buy it only because of how soft it is.
Pillow, toilet paper, bread.
I was gonna buy this loaf of bread. I was wanting to make a sandwich, but I can't. It's not squeezable enough.
Not soft enough. All right.
Sure,
all
that
right.
is off
That's
the
French
rails.
bread.
All right, through 4 rounds, we have Mike and Jason tied with 5, Andy with 3. There we go. Sorry. I had to make sure the buttons were
Forget to
reset.
talk.
Malfunction there?
If you got a new puppy, name something that you would teach it.
Oh,
Potty
dang it.
train.
Yeah, that's the number 1.
Potty training is the number 2 answer.
Oh, dang. I'm in.
Who are these people?
Yeah, you interviewed some dum-dums. How to sit.
Sit is the number 1 answer.
Booyah! It should be the number 2, Mike. I'm with you.
Cool. Go ahead, Andy.
My dog pees and poops inside, but check this out. Sit. I got my priorities in order.
I have no idea, so I'll just say, I don't know, where to eat.
Golf. I'll teach you how to golf.
I mean, what else do you teach a pet between pooping and
Roll over.
just like
Lay
tricks?
down. Well, sit.
Yeah.
Stay.
How to eat, not on the board.
Stays.
How to eat.
We did have fetch.
Watch. Nom, nom, nom.
now you.
Look at me. Look at Dad. Nom, nom, nom. This is how you eat.
Dude, down there. This is how you drink. Lap, 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 lap.
I put the food in the bowl and I just put my face in it.
I mean, like where the food is or something. Not how.
Oh, man.
Did I say how?
I think you said how to eat.
Not where?
All right.
This one's over.
Number 3 was fetch. Number 4, roll over.
Yeah, fetch is so obvious. I should have gone with that one.
Number 5 is not to chew. And number 6 was stay.
Okay.
But remember,
I hate this
sitting,
game again.
The
Sitting
most important thing.
I
way
don't-
more important than peeing and pooping outside.
It's not mathematically impossible, but I don't think Andy's going to win 3 in a row here. Jason currently with 8, Mike with 7, Andy with 3.
Gosh.
Name an activity or hobby that people commonly take up after retirement.
Oh, dang.
Golf.
Yeah, that's the one.
Golf is the number 1 answer.
I'm going to go cruising.
Traveling is the number 3 answer.
Yeah, all
He's
right.
doing a lot of these answers that turn into the number
Yeah,
one
that's
answer.
great.
It's right.
Once again, how to eat. No, I would say painting.
Not on the board.
It is not on the board.
What?
It's honestly not that bad compared to some of these. Gardening, fishing, playing an instrument, and knitting.
Oh, man.
Yeah, painting.
Okay.
I'll take
Painting,
painting over
manning.
knitting. That's fine.
All
I almost
right.
said crocheting. Would that have counted for
Yes,
knitting?
yes. I would have
definitely
counted that.
would have.
Cool. I'm
We
out
are
of this
on
game.
to the final round, which is worth double. Name something a kid would do after school to make an extra buck.
Paper route.
Oh, man. How old's the audience?
Yeah.
Paper route is the number 3 answer.
Oh,
Mow
crap.
the lawn.
Mowing lawns. Oh,
was
shoot.
green.
I thought you were out of the game. Why are you even why are you tapping in to
No,
take my
Andy's
only
up. Andy's up.
Andy
Mowing
did
lawns.
get the number 1 answer.
Oh, come on.
and
Which
it is
double
worth
points.
double.
So I'm tied with Jason. If you're not on the board, we tie.
Okay, so what's the question?
Uh-huh.
No?
Name something a kid would do after school to make an extra buck.
This is easy. It's on the board. Babysit.
Babysit is the number 2 answer.
Oh,
Booyah!
no. You're going to win.
Yeah. I know. I was
Wait.
already in the lead.
That is correct. That was worth
Oh,
4 points,
man.
which puts him at 13, Mike at 12, Andy at 9. Jason,
See, I told you I was a man of the people.
is this week's
Yeah,
man of the
you
people.
did.
That was a dirty win. It was a dirty win.
It was a dirty game. It was a
It was
good
a dirty
win.
game, too. All right, here we go. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the draft.
The Spitballers Draft.
Here's how you do it. Nya, nya, nya.
It makes a crunchy.
we are drafting.
Oh, yeah. No,
It's perfect.
this show has been absolutely electric. And now to the draft. We're drafting hours of the day.
Best hours
Oh, man.
of the day. There are 24 to choose from.
No.
Man, 12 of these hours are going to get left out, feel pretty bad about themselves.
That is true. So we'll let Mike take the one-on-one
my
here.
Thanks,
What
guys.
a lucky guy.
I have
It's a clear 101.
You be quiet over there. I have two directions I could
You
go.
keep saying that, and I don't know what that means.
There's two directions that I want to go. What is?
You knew you were the first pick coming in?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
but it was drafting the best hours of the day.
Oh,
so,
that
so
is-
I have
yeah.
not thought about it at all.
You're not passionate
No,
about 1
I got
hour?
the two. All right, I'm gonna take. I'm gonna go 7 a.m.
7 a.m.
Wow.
7 a.m. is the optimal time to wake up.
Not on my list.
That's fine.
Okay, go.
7
Continue to explain it.
7 a.m. is the optimal time to wake up. It's I feel like I have slept in long enough.
Okay.
Sometimes it would be nice to be later, but
Bring it
anything,
home.
Anything earlier than 7 is too early, and the kids are not awake, and I get my coffee, and I go sit outside, and I am alone by myself
Do
with
you
my
want
coffee.
to know what? I have a list of my favorite 12 times. Do you know what my number one was?
I'm guessing 7 a.m.
7 a.m.
My man.
with coffee.
Yes.
That's the reason why that is the best time.
I have my list of my top 12.
okay.
7 a.m. not on my list.
Yeah. So what's your?
But I'm not a
101?
morning person.
Yeah, you're
I'm just
asleep.
not. I'm a night person. I'm taking the only time that has a holiday. I literally get New Year's Eve. I'm taking midnight. The clock strikes midnight.
On New Year's Eve?
I'm getting 2 days in my answer. I
You-
get
that's
yesterday
not
and
how
I get
time
today.
works.
It kind of is. You know what I mean? Midnight is like, is that yesterday? Is that today? Is that tomorrow? It's
So-
all
No,
of it.
no one is confused about what time midnight is.
No,
midnight
no one is confused.
Midnight is today.
Midnight is today.
So if you drafted New Year's Eve at midnight, you drafted the day before
and
New Year's.
But everyone listening knows I still got it.
Is
I
that how
still
you
got
wait?
it.
You think about midnight as being
midnight is the new day.
which I know it's 12 a.m. But
Yeah.
I'm saying I actually think of it as the last moment
Exactly.
of the previous day.
Exactly.
But that's not
I
how
got
time-
both, sucker.
that's not
I know
how
it's
time
I know
works.
it's but that's how people envision
That's how you
time.
think of it
There's,
when
there's no other spot on the clock like that. None.
it's not a very special pick. It's not very good.
incredible.
You're asleep most of the time. You get 1 day a year with it. Mike's enjoying coffee 365.
it was the problem is it was PM and now it is AM.
Yeah.
It's the next day.
I am
right.
going to go with 5 p.m.
Oh, that was my next pick.
Ooh.
I'm going with 5 p.m. because it's when the workday ends.
That's
It's the end of the workday.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, and I mean you got that too. But for the majority of the 9 to 5, that's the moment you are free from the job.
Okay.
And I'm going to follow that up with what I consider my bookend to your 7 a.m. coffee. I'm going, and the time's going to vary for other people, but I'm going 10 p.m.
Okay.
Because 10 p.m., that is, I'm nestling down to watch a TV show, get cozy, and fall asleep. That's my 10 p.m. So,
All right.
and then 10 p.m., it leads right into the 7 a.m. coffee.
yeah.
It's a good back-to-back. So 5 o'clock and 10 p.m.
All right. I would have taken 5 p.m.
That was your next one.
That's a good pick. But look, I'm going to keep dominating this thing. Y'all playing checkers. I'm playing chess. Y'all drafting numbers. I'm getting names. I'm taking noon. Okay.
Okay.
You got where you okay Corral? When we meeting? You know when.
High noon.
High noon.
I
Okay.
thought you were talking about the buffet place.
Yeah, Golden Corral. You know when we're meeting.
When we're meeting.
High noon. High noon by the barbecue.
We'll be there till
This
midnight.
buffet ain't big enough for the both of us.
I do think midnight and noon look very nice on your list.
Thanks.
But
yeah.
why do you like noon?
Just
Just for the
genuinely
Just to be able to call it not a number?
100% that is the reason. That is the only reason. The fact that there is a number
Your buzzer keeps flashing red every 2 seconds, so I was like,
yeah, I mean, I just think when I look at all these times, there's reasons I like it for the day, but there's only one midnight, only one noon, and the others are all just numbers. There's 2 of every other thing. No, there's 2 of every other thing. There's 10 a.m., 10 p.m.
okay, all right, that's not a bad angle.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 2 12s.
I mean, yeah,
to be
it's-
clear, there's
No, but there's
2 12s.
only one noon and there's only one midnight.
Okay,
So
yeah,
there you go.
that's true. That's not a bad argument. Mike, you have 7 a.m., you're sipping your coffee.
All right.
What's your next time?
So the other time that it's basically it's the same idea that you were on, Andy. I didn't know if I wanted to go the 7 a.m. time, but there's a theme. So 7 a.m. alone, no kids. 9 p.m. kids are gone.
Yeah.
Now 9 p.m. is how late am I going to stay up? But 9 p.m. is when that
Starts to shut it down
yeah,
everywhere else?
That's my time. I'm going to watch some shows. Maybe I'll play some video games. Maybe I'll play some guitar. I don't know.
Same
but
thought, yeah.
But that's my time, and I would say 9 p.m.
Yeah, and mine would have been 9 if my kids were younger. That would have been my favorite time. The older they get, the later my time gets.
9 p.m. when you had little kids
Oh, my
was a
gosh.
dream. That was our time.
We had kids that went to bed super early back then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we were like
your
7
children
or
never
8.
saw the stars for
No,
their first
they
few
didn't know
years.
there was midnight.
What's the moon, Papa?
Do you have another pick, though, right? 7 a.m.,
Oh,
9
thank
p.m.?
goodness, because I've been really waiting to get this one out into the world. What's available here?
Almost all the
most
other hours.
most all the hours of the day,
Yeah.
but none of the names.
I thought you were going to say that. Let's go. We'll go 6 p.m. here. We're going din.
It's on. Yeah, it would have been my
That's
next pick.
pretty high up there. And in parentheses,
Who
after
amongst us doesn't love dinner?
Yeah.
my
It's-
answer on my list is 6 p.m. parentheses dinner.
Yeah, same.
That's because that's the right time to eat.
Jeremy, you could just write dinner in for my
I don't think
answer.
So. I don't think so.
Well, you get midnight and noon.
That's the
Yeah,
name of
no,
the
Mike,
hour.
No, Mike.
No.
Because dinner, people eat dinner at 5. They eat it at 7.
Yeah.
Nice try.
Sometimes people eat it at midnight.
Nice try.
It's shameful, but
I do.
Well,
but
that's
I do it.
that's fourth meal, man.
yeah, that's true. All right, so I am back up here. I've got midnight and noon. No more names
good
to be
luck.
taken. I'm going to take a.
Hold
I'm
on.
I'm going to take 10 a.m. And the reason I'm taking 10 a.m. is because in our work day, at 10 a.m., we're usually done with our big recording. It's kind of nice. You feel like you're on to the next phase of the day. And on the weekend, that is the dream. Can't ever happen, but the dream sleep. The sleep in till 10 a.m.
You want to sleep until 10?
I wish I
The
could.
day is gone.
Nah, I got a whole day ahead of me at 10 a.m. But that late night sleep
8
in.
o'clock feels like what 10 used to feel like.
Yes,
Yes,
I will.
at
I
this
will
point.
admit that we're old enough now where like sleeping in till 8 feels like that recovery. But I'm also young enough to remember what it felt like sleeping until 10. Feels pretty good. So I'm taking that 10 a.m. I think.
No, you're not.
You have got to put our reasons for these times. They can't just be a list of 7, 9, 6,
Oh,
midnight, noon, 10.
I don't know, man.
You've got to give a 1-line or 2-line reason.
Okay, yeah. So like 6 p.m. dinner.
Yes, you can have it next to it. Yeah,
Okay, fine. I'll put
that's
it next
exactly
to it.
right. I have to make 2 picks. I have 5 p.m.
You guys are taking away the power of my names.
You got 5 p.m. because the work day's done. You got 10 p.m. because I'm watching TV and getting ready for sleep. My last 2 picks, I'm going 8 a.m. breakfast. I'm going breakfast.
Okay.
If you get the time to enjoy breakfast is awesome. And then I'm going to go with 4 p.m. You want to know why?
I do.
No.
Because the
Uh-oh.
work day's almost done.
Oh, man.
And that feels pretty good, too.
It's like
It's
Thursday.
last hour.
It's the last hour. When it hits 4, you're like, oh, my gosh, it's almost 5.
It's like Thursday.
It's almost my first pick.
Yeah, that's nice. I can.
So there you go.
I can understand that.
Now I don't have to answer any more days.
You have 4 p.m. and 5 p.m.
Yes, I do.
He really likes the early afternoon.
I'm speaking to the every man or woman out there in the 9 to 5.
Well,
4 o'clock means 5 o'clock is on the way.
I'm going to speak to a lot of our audience where their work day is over. I'm talking about 3 p.m. School is out. Schools, that's
okay.
at least in Arizona, that's about the time that all schools get out, 3 p.m. And so that was a very important time for a large portion of all of our lives where you're just watching for that clock. It's even
pick.
better than usual, like work, whatever your job is. I mean, some jobs you clock in, you clock out on the dot. But for the most part, even if you're scheduled till 5, you don't necessarily just watch the clock tick down and then an alarm goes off and says, you have to leave now. But that's what happens at school. It's awesome.
Okay, Mike, you've got your coffee time, your kids' sleep time, your dinner time.
So I'm going to go – this is very West Coast Pacific time
Specific?
centric.
Okay.
I'm going – and I say that because our time changes here. Well, time changes everywhere else but here. So stuff moves
Can I
around.
guess?
Yeah, you can.
This is an 11 a.m. football.
This is an 11 a.m. because 11 a.m. means NFL football is kicking off.
It's such a good pick.
That's what my prince
7 hours.
7 hours.
That was my Hanson. It's not very good. But 11. I'll take 11 a.m. because that's when the old football happens.
Well, there you go. Mike has 7 a.m., 9 p.m., 6 p.m., and 11 a.m. Jason has 12 p.m.,
Nope.
12 a.m.
I got midnight and noon. You put respect on
10
my
a.m.
name.
and 3 p.m. I got 5 p.m., 10 p.m., 8 a.m., 4 p.m. And for goodness sakes, the draft is over.
What did we learn today?
I learned I'm racist. I mean, I had no clue. I really didn't think so.
Well, now you know,
Now
man.
I know.
You
My
can take
eyes,
steps.
my
And
eyes are
you know
open.
what? I learned that about you too.
Oh, no.
That's
I don't want to be
thing
tagged with this.
But I mean, I didn't know it. Didn't that say
I
something?
didn't even know. Yeah, I mean, I thought I wasn't.
Mike, did you learn anything?
Oh, I learned that I could fight a grandma for
yeah,
charity.
You could.
$1 million.
I've
And
always
death,
believed
not
in
my
you.
fault.
Not at all.
Wonder if this will be the last show we ever do. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Thanks for listening to the Spitballers podcast. To see what other nonsense the guys are up to, check out SpitballersPod.com.